Hey, how's in life? How you guys doing? Um, I'm transparent with you guys, and I want to talk about a subject that isn't the funnest thing to talk about, but it's part of transparency to talk about it. Is places I've been kicked out of and what I feel about that. Um, so here it is. Here's that. First of all, about getting kicked out of Calvary Chapel, Temecula. Joe Holden and his uh, other deacon or whatever he's called. Um, I don't remember. I don't whatever. Kicked me out because I wouldn't accept Jesus within their time period. Like they said, now it's now or never. Either accept Jesus now or you're out. And of course, I didn't lie about it, and I said no, I haven't accepted Jesus. And so they kicked me out. And actually, I want to discuss how I feel about that. Actually, I'm cool with that. First of all, I was probably never going to accept Jesus because it's not logical to accept Jesus, and they might have sensed that. So maybe that was a good, maybe on their end, they did the right thing, maybe, because I still haven't accepted Jesus, and it's been a couple of years since they kicked me out. Why accept some? I mean, they called it as they saw it, and I think that they might have been right. Not because I don't really like going to church. It's good to get kicked out. If I then I don't have a way of going, so I'm off the hook. And I don't see myself as accepting Jesus in my lifetime, so they probably might have made the right call. That's what I'm trying to say. So no harm, no hard feelings on my end. Now if you know. Actually, it's pretty good foresight, actually, because you know I'm just not the type to accept Jesus, and if they might have sensed that, and on their end it might have been the right call. So I'm giving them kudos and credit. So at least on their end they you know they did their stuff right, I think. But I'm glad I don't want to go to church anyway. I'm kind of glad I'm off that perpetual hook. Then there's places to play that I've been kicked out of. I don't really know what that's about. I'm not behind the scenes on any of this, so I don't really know. How could I? I mean, they're not going to come up and tell me why and inform me. It's not their job to do that, and why would they? Why would they tell me what's really going on? I don't know. I know that it started in the Champion. With the Champion was a place I used to karaoke, and a guy that ran the place, owns the place, named John, had a wife named Mallory that liked me. And one time, Mallory, right before I got kicked out, in fact, this was the day I got kicked out, Mallory's sitting between me and John, and she's flirting with me, not him. And that infuriated John the Great. He not only kicked me out of his establishment, but made a call to all the other places and told them all to kick me out. I didn't have to show up. I mean, I was already kicked out before I even showed up. I showed up at the Shamrock one time to karaoke a couple of years ago. They told me to exit before I even got in there. And then recently I went to play a gig at the Shamrock, and they told me it was cool, or didn't tell me it was uncool until actually I was there to play the gig, and they said it was not cool. Get out. Okay. Way above my pay grade what that's all about, but whatever. You know, I'm being transparent on my end. I can only say what I know. I can't make up stuff, and I can't say things I don't know. That's making up stuff and saying things I don't know, which I don't do, which is just I say what I know, and that's all I can do. That's all I do. So I'm kicked out of a lot of those places for that reason so far. Now then there's places to go to hear music, and then there's one other karaoke place where I'm kicked out for a different reason slightly, that at least in this case it's slightly different maybe. There's two places at Old Town Fun Street I'm kicked out of. One is a place to to just listen to music. I don't forget I keep forgetting what it's called. It's just a place where you go to get drunk and listen to music. And I used to go there to listen to the music, but I wouldn't buy anything and I wouldn't get drunk. So they kicked me out for not getting drunk, for not buying any alcohol. In fact, it had to be for me that I bought it and I had to drink it on the spot. I couldn't just buy it for somebody else. So at least I'm spending my money and have someone else drink it so I don't have to drink. To stay in that venue, I had to buy my own alcohol and drink it on the premises. Otherwise, I was not allowed to stay and watch just the music alone without drinking. And since I don't drink, I was kicked out. And then finally the pub where I was going to karaoke recently kicked me out for that same reason. Basically, that's what they told me, at least. They said that because I don't drink anything, I don't buy anything for myself. I'm not a customer. I don't. And that ultimately ends up being the same thing, buying a drink for myself and drinking it on the premises. And because I don't drink and I'm not a customer in the drinking department, I wasn't allowed to go there just to karaoke and have fun and bring in people. So there's that. Now the mall was something Amy didn't mean to, but she pulled me into getting kicked out is what happened. She took me into Victoria's Secret, which I would never have gone in by myself. I would never go in there by myself. I have no business in there and I would not go in there by myself, but she wanted to go in there. So I went in there with her. I was with her and we filmed people shopping and thought we were having fun, and they looked like they were having fun. And then someone complained and said, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be filming that in there." Even though I deleted it right on the spot, they barred me for 3 years from going to the mall. I did my time and now I'm allowed. And I don't go in Victoria's Secret. I don't film things in the mall. I think I filmed one time, just me walking down the thing, but I'm not going to regularly do it. And I don't go in Victoria's Secret. And I'm told to button up by the security guy, which I do. I button all the way up for him. And I'm even supposed to button up when I leave the mall, as long as I'm on the premises of the mall that's owned by private people. So it's not until I'm actually out on the open street that I can button my shirt open again. So even after I just leave the mall and I'm just in the shops and I'm supposed to keep my shirt buttoned, and I do that. So what? I'm good. In fact, I think I'm good for mall business. I think I give people there something to do and bring in people something to, oh, there's Shirtless Guy, you know. I think it only helps business myself, but what do I know? I'm not the business people. I don't see that firsthand, but I have a feeling I'm good for mall business. And I obey the rule. I button up, and I'm not filming things, and I'm not and I'm not going to Victoria's Secret or blah blah blah. So there's that. Guitar Center, I don't know. They never told me. They never told me, Dick. They just said, someone came up to me and said, you must leave or you'll be, arrested or whatever. And I left. I never went back. And that's what basically was the terms they gave me. They told me that I needed to leave and I was not welcome back worldwide and probably banned forever. And I don't know why. Why would they tell me, even if they did tell me, how do I know it's the truth? And they didn't. And why would they? It's not their job to tell me why they're kicking me out. It doesn't help them. It's not in their agenda to inform me of these things. They just told me that what was the case, that I was kicked out. So I don't go there anymore. So this is my transparency about being kicked out of places. I don't claim to be superhuman. I'm not Jesus, but I say that I'm transparent, and this is a subject that is included in my existence, and so I'm being transparent about this, and this is what I discussed right now in this video. Love you guys, peace, love, and rock and roll.